Frontline is made possible by contributions to your PBS station from viewers like you. Thank you.
Tonight on Frontline, KARL Rove had a master plan.
He was the architect. His hand was in all of it.
It took 40 years, but he changed the political landscape.
KARL Rove came to town with one goal, and that was this massive Republican realignment.
How did he do it, and what does it mean for America?
KARL Rove wants a permanent Republican majority.
He's the god inside the machine.
Tonight, Frontline and the Washington Post examine KARL Rove, the architect.
On Election Day, the president voted at the Crawford Fire Station.
Feel great, thank you. Let me go vote first.
The people around him were very concerned that they had lost. The people who were there said that they'd never seen Mrs. Bush gripping his hand so tightly.
I'm sure he is happy like I am that the campaign has come to a conclusion.
You see the aides, including the president's daughters, standing next to him, watching him talk, all of them looking like they're at a funeral.
I've put my full amount of energy in this campaign.
The president called me in the morning and asked me what I thought was going to happen election day.
And have been uplifted by the spirit of the...
He was hoping for a 5-point victory, and I told him I didn't think that was going to happen, but, I sure hoped, and I liked his optimism.
It would be nothing better for our system, for the election to be conclusively over tonight, so that I think it's going to be me, so I can go on and lead this country.
There were some of the Bush team who were quite nervous, who were skeptical that Bush could pull it off. The Kerry people were uniformly optimistic. They were very confident that they were going to win that election.
Oh my God, that's great news, Ed Gillespie, chairman of the Republican National Committee.
The chief campaign strategist for the Bush team, KARL Rove, knew it was going to be close. He began the day trying to lighten the mood.
You're hearing from the key battleground states. Republican areas are turning out in huge numbers all across the country.
But he knows what's at stake today. The fate of a 30-year plan to remake the American political landscape. Later that day, as the Bush team landed in Washington, Rove received bad news.
I'm on Air Force One, and we are just landing. I'm on pins and needles about the exit polls, as we always are. And just as we're landing, KARL gets a call, and it's pretty clear that we know what's happening. And I didn't need to know a thing because I read it all in his face. I mean, they were bad, and probably really bad.
I was befuddled, and I told this to KARL on the phone, and he was on Air Force One. We were losing Virginia. South Carolina was tied. We were losing Pennsylvania by 18. We were losing Florida. We were losing Ohio.
The air went out of the airplane. The air just got sucked out. And, I went into immediate depression.
Mr. Bush appeared subdued. The president obviously drained, knowing all he can do now is wait.
Advisors concede they are disappointed by the recent narrowing of the polls.
And I'm looking at the same exit polls. Been around 4:30, 5 o'clock, and it still looked solid carry with Ohio and Florida going his way.
A noticeably different tone from the senators today.
Optimism would best describe the mood among his staff.
Say they are focused on early voting results.
It led some of the Kerry staff to call Kerry Mr. President. And, I'm told by friends of mine and on the other side that John Kerry was sent to clean up and shave and get ready for his acceptance speech.
By late afternoon, they were crunching the numbers at the White House. Rove had spent years courting the conservative Republican base. He knew if the base was turning out to vote, The exit polls were wrong.
You know, exits are usually never that wrong. They've been wrong, but never usually that wrong. And I thought either that we fundamentally misunderstood what was going on in the electorate and just what we counted on and turnout and all that wasn't going to happen, or these were completely screwed up.
I talked to the president about an hour later after he got to the White House, and he gave me a call, and he just said, "What do you think?" Of course, I put a great face on it. I said, it's completely baloney. It's all fine. It's methodological flaw. Meanwhile,
ROVE had an elaborate system designed to plug into key precincts for real-time results.
We had set up a whole war room at the campaign. We were not only getting tracking polling we knew we'd get from the networks, but we had our own system of monitoring returns and monitoring information.
And the information generated at campaign headquarters dramatically contradicted the exit polls. ROVE had been right. The base was turning out.
As each state came in, they matched our forecast as opposed to the exit's forecast. But it was a long 5 hours until those first numbers started coming in.
And it went from a funereal to celebration over the course of about, I'd say, from 9 to 11.
I want to thank my superb campaign team. I want to thank you.
The next morning, John Kerry had conceded. George W. Bush was reelected, and his chief strategist was given a new title.
The architect, KARL ROVE.
Everyone in the room knew what that meant. He was the architect of the public policies that got them there. He was the architect of the campaign platform. He was the architect of the fundraising strategy. He was the architect of the state-by-state strategy. He was the architect of the travel itinerary. His hand was in all of it.